Mike here, and if you've ever watched the show, you know that I am particularly fond of cosplayers, not just because, let's be honest, because of the eye candy, because this is an art. These are people who put art and effort and time into their craft, and I mean, this is amazing. And every once in a while I get lucky and I get to meet somebody that I actually admire. This is the amazing Freddie Nova.
Hello, hello.
How are you, hon?
I'm excellent. I'm having a great day.
You look fantastic. I love the costume.
Thank you. Do you know who I am? I just called you out. How you like that?
Not Sirach, not Boudica, and you're definitely, I don't.
Iolanda. Princess Iolanda.
Yes, the princess who I do, yes.
Indubitably.
Both from the cartoon and the comic book.
Yes, yeah.
Although we didn't get to see too much of her in the cartoon.
No, she's pretty rare.
Yeah.
She's pretty rare. It was between this and doing the Katma Tui.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
So I already did Katma Tui before, so I decided to switch it up.
Well, let me ask you, because you're one of those names that like circulates highly, in the cosplay industry.
It's because of Venom.
It's because of Venom.
Everybody loves the symbiote.
Fantastic work, by the way. We'll probably, slide something up here real quick. What went into that? I mean, it was pure latex, right?
It was all liquid latex, and the logo. We'll just show the camera. The logo is actually white acrylic paint, and it was completely freehanded by Carlos Blanchard of Rage Custom Creations.
Good Lord. How long did that take to...
If you paint straight, like when we painted Fast at New York Comic Con Live a couple weeks ago, it took 2.5 hours. But there were also like 3 people chiming in.
Right.
To do that shoot, it was done as a photo book story. So literally we just like painted my hand, then we went up, shot photos, painted my arm, shot photos, then we painted half my body, like the one photo that got banned. And so then I was just half and half. And so it was a 7-hour photo shoot.
Wow.
Because we didn't just cover me in paint.
Right.
So it took a while.
So I would dare say that was probably the hardest thing costume you've put together.
No, honestly, because somebody else was painting me, it was kind of refreshing. Kind of refreshing. I just stood there.
Is there a place I can drop my resume off for this person's job?
No.
Bummer.
No.
But let me ask you, because that was I apologize. That was borderline disrespectful. But I have nothing but respect for you. Can I ask you? I do want to ask a serious question, though. And
yes.
Being somebody of your stature,
serious.
You're out there in the public eye. You really are. It seems that there's been a lot of negativity.
There are a lot of trolls out there now.
Yes, there are a lot.
We call them trolls on Facebook.
Yes, and what was here just recently in New York? The young lady that was Black Canary had the interview very, very disrespectful.
The blue jacket one?
I think. It's Black Cat. No, Black Cat.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I saw several of both. Okay.
But it was one of those really horrible instances where she did very much like what you're doing now with me right here, but the guys were complete.
Online, right?
It was in person at like a con.
Oh, that's weird. No, I've never gotten any negativity to my face.
Well, that's great.
You'll want some of this.
She will come and get you.
You'll want some of this. No, nobody will ever say anything to my face, but I've never really had anyone get too accosted in person, actually. I don't think I've ever heard of any of my friends.
No, that's great. That's fantastic. So no real bad experiences?
No, they usually just hide behind the screen. The computer gives you that safety net to be a coward behind the screen to insult people, because they think you're never going to find them, and most of the time it is anonymous. Like you get like the nerdlocker.com and like sites like that, or comicbookmovie.com. You can completely post anonymously, so people will put some crappy things. Yeah. But you know what? Haters gonna hate, and in our circumstance, it worked out awesome. Yeah. It literally, if my photo would have gotten banned off Facebook, even though it got banned after it already went viral in 24 hours. Saw it. But it blew it up everywhere.
Oh,
it made people that were good retaliate by spreading it further as like an FU. So
yeah, it's like, this isn't art. Respect the art. If it hadn't to do with a comic book logo, if it had been almost anything else, it's artistic, let it go. But since it was comic book, it's ban it.
It was people being silly.
Well, let me ask you too, as a female, do you still find that, okay, like here's an example. You see me dressed up as a doctor, people look at me.
Oh, is that what you are?
I am a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
Okay.
People look at me and they see the doctor and go, nerd. They believe it. But why is it that a woman dressed like you, people still doubt the true cred? That they still, she doesn't even read a comic book. She's just a pretty face that...
Because Because it does go both ways. I can understand that. Because there are some people that are doing it just for the attention. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But some of us really are nerds, and we really like. I've been reading comics since for 16 years now, since I was about 14. Yeah, I'm that old. Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
So I've just always been super into it. I used to hang out at a comic book shop all the time, and when that kind of faded out, and I had to grow up for a while, run a business, and then next thing you know, I went back into it like full speed ahead.
Well, what actually got you into the cosplay aspect of the nerd culture?
Well, I mean, I dressed up for Halloween for years since I was 16. I did Lady Death when I was 16 years old. I did Spider-Woman when I was younger, Supergirl, and then didn't do anything for like years. And then I work with animals, and I do pet rescue, so I have a house full of animals. I have to stay home. And I used to make purses and like hair accessories and jewelry and stuff. So one day I started going to cons again, not dressed. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to try this and dress up. And I started making costumes, and it's addictive. It is seriously addictive.
Yeah. See, even for me, I that's another reason why I respect the level of skill you have. I can't sew a button. But, you know, for the outfits I picked together, it was more like a scavenger hunt. You have to go here, you have to go there. That's why I really appreciate.
That's fun too.
That was for me. That was fun too, because I get a lot of slack. Like the one convention we went to, it's like they looked at me and went, "Bought everything, huh?" Yeah,
There's all these haters, man. You must attract the haters, man.
I know. I'm like, how do you make tweed? I'm like,
how do you make tweed?
How do you make tweed? You know,
you go to Scotland and you get a loom.
Oh, yeah.
No, I do some of that too. No, I totally do. I will. Sometimes I will get the Zentai suits and then I chop them up, and I'll just resew them so that they're then custom and unique. I still want a unique costume, but. Fact is, if you buy a Zentai suit, do you really want to sew sleeves? Do you really want to sew legs? Do you want to measure each inch of your thigh? It's so much easier to break something down for me, and it's more fun for me because then I want to focus on accessories or making foam armor, or I make mannequin armor. So I like to chop things up a lot, and I do like the scavenger hunt.
It's part of the fun of it.
I'm an eBay junkie. I find all kinds of pieces of parts on eBay. Yeah, I'm ridiculous. So no, I don't think you should have to make every little tiny piece of a costume.
No, especially like, you know, it's like if I can buy the shirt, why don't I buy the shirt? You know,
there's no reason not to.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Now, speaking of costumes, though, you recently just hosted the costume contest upstairs.
I did. That was a little rough. That was rough.
I was going to ask you how much madness, because we were just sitting there watching, taking pictures. And I'm like, oh God! I couldn't imagine what goes into the organization of that.
That was the problem. There wasn't any organization in that costume contest, but we still did it and we survived. There were still winners. No, that was a little tricky. I kind of came here and things weren't quite as organized, or we didn't know the location. I never got to see the location of anything, and the location we were in had a giant floor dropping through the middle of it, and everybody had to be around the outskirts. So that was a little challenging, where normally it's just in an auditorium with chairs and a stage. So that was definitely different.
That was, yeah.
So it was different. So we got our list out, we got everybody organized in lines, and we pulled it through.
Well, you did a fantastic job, because we were up there watching, and I don't know if I could have organized half of what you guys organized.
Yeah, and then we didn't have a microphone, so somebody had to go get a megaphone. So I was all like Lee R. Ermey and stuff. So it was pretty goofy.
Well, while we're here at Detroit Fanfare, you are at work.
I am at work. I work for Superhero Photography by Adam J.
Two of my favorite things, superhero and photography. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on here.
Okay, so Adam basically is obviously a photographer. Last December, he decided to branch out, and he really wanted to start shooting superheroes. And he said he was going to give himself 6 months to see where it went. He's now 10 months into it, and clearly he had some really great shoots. The Sarah Scott Wonder Woman. Yes. He's got his amazing Doom costume. And he shot some really great people in general. And so he ended up meeting all these people, meeting more cosplayers, finding out that people are really interested in this because these look like actual movie posters.
Those are incredible.
Sorry, I knocked into your microphone there. And,
I do it all the time.
I do, yeah. No, sorry. So I went down to Miami just on a whim a handful of months ago, and that's when we shot the Venom, and we shot a couple other costumes. And we had a huge reaction at New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con, it turned out we really didn't need to schedule shoots. We could have literally just survived off walk-ins. People just would love to have an edit by Adam and to look like they're a superhero on a movie poster, because it makes you feel that much more like you made it to the real thing. Yeah,
especially like down here. Oh my God,
Zombie Iron Man. That's my favorite. That is my favorite photo.
That is.
I even love the dude inside of it. Vic's like the nicest guy. But yeah, Zombie Iron Man's pretty sweet.
Well, Freddie, I want to thank you. Like I said, it was a complete, utter pleasure meeting you.
Thank you for recognizing me. That was really cute.
I really do. You know, through the show, I've met so many people, and you really are one of those people. You know, it's like every con photos I look through, it's like, there's Freddie Nova.
I try to look like the character, so I try to mix it up. So
you pulled it off fantastic. Ah, wait a minute. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Do it.
Green Lantern, you got the ring. Can you give me the oath?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, now she gets shy. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.